Time for the Market Report, going a little special for Halloween.
We look into two iconic Halloween traditions, one a commodity, the other a candy. To guide us through it all is Farmweek's Bella Bingham. Bella?
Thanks, guys. In our first story, this time of year you can't escape them. Pumpkins. They're everywhere, and why not? There's a lot more to them than meets the eye, and we take a deeper dive into what makes them so special.
It's a symbol of the fall, seen everywhere during this season, the pumpkin. It's used for decoration and food. But what exactly makes this gourd so special? And how do we come across so many this time of year? Historically, the pumpkin was cultivated by Native Americans alongside corn and beans. This trifecta of crops tended to work well together, and the meat of the pumpkin, that is, the inner flesh we make pies and other foodstuffs out of, was found to be a nutritious means to survive the colder winter months. Planting pumpkins can occur either in the spring with summer squash, melons, and cucumbers, or they can be planted in early summer, which is the case with pumpkins used primarily as jack-o'-lanterns. They grow similarly to squash, their cousin, and can cross-pollinate with it and other gourd types. Illinois is the #1 pumpkin-growing state, by far, growing nearly twice as much as any other state. And the village of Morton, Illinois, calls itself the pumpkin capital of the world. It's also home to Libby's, the best-known pumpkin puree in the grocery store. Market-wise, the pumpkin is considered seasonal, which means that it's not normally measured in year-round sales. 90% of pumpkin-based products are sold from October to January. In 2023, the top 6 pumpkin-producing states harvested more than 1.2 billion pounds of pumpkins. Pumpkin prices tend to vary by state, with Illinois generally having the lowest price. This is due to their pumpkins mainly being grown for processing and not for decoration. In the weeks leading up to Halloween of this year, average wholesale pumpkin prices ranged from $157.50 per 36-inch bin for Howden pumpkins, the variety most commonly used to make jack-o'-lanterns, to $212.50 per 24-inch bin for pie pumpkins, and up to $350 for specialty varieties like mixed heirloom pumpkins. In the third week of October this year, the average retail price per Howden pumpkin was $6.21.
Another spooky season staple with ag origins we commonly overlook is candy corn. You know fall has arrived when it shows up on store shelves, but where did it come from and why is it such a staple?
Corn made of candy. What a concept. It's been a Halloween tradition for decades, and like fruitcake at Christmas, it has its staunch lovers and haters. But how did this iconic fall sweet begin, and how did it become associated with Halloween? The story of candy corn goes all the way back to the 1880s. According to the National Confectioners Association, a Wunderlee Candy Company employee named Georgia Renninger invented the confection. The Goelitz Candy Company, now Jelly Belly Candy Company, started producing candy corn around the turn of the century and continues the tradition today. In those days, the cooking process was done by hand. Sugar, corn syrup, and other ingredients were cooked into a slurry in large kettles. Fondant and marshmallow were added to give a smooth texture and bite. And 45 pounds of warm candy was poured into buckets called runners. Men, called stringers, walked backward, pouring the candy into cornstarch trays imprinted with the kernel shape. According to Dr. William Kerr from the University of Georgia, the uniqueness of candy corn's flavor and texture are one of its most polarizing qualities. Flavor-wise, it's close to a buttercream, and its texture falls between a soft and a hard candy, basically making it a firm marshmallow. The classic look of this candy is a tritone triangular-shaped kernel. The colors are supposed to match the colors of a real corn kernel as it can be found in the field. Yellow at the top, getting darker as it goes towards the tip, and milky white at the tip itself. A callback to the agricultural basis of this candy's creation. As a matter of fact, the candy was originally called chicken feed because dried corn kernels were most commonly associated as animal food. Not too off base, as most corn grown in the U.S. these days is still used for that reason. So, how did it become associated with Halloween? Well, it has to do with trick-or-treating, especially in the 1950s and 60s, when handing out candy in individual wrappers became popular. The confection was already associated with the fall due to the corn harvest. And when it showed up in trick-or-treat bags, that's how the connection was made.
By the way, October 30th is National Candy Corn Day, so go have some. You might find you like it. Happy Halloween, everyone!